Hi, and welcome to the Beyond the Falls podcast. I'm Sarah Jenkins, and today I've got Bryan Jaeckel. He is the River Falls High School band director and kind of in charge of all things with, all the levels of band, from that 9th grade concert band through the marching band. So I'm super excited to have you on.
Well, thanks for having me on, Sarah.
Yes.
It's going to be fun.
Yes, I am. I'm really excited because you do a lot of incredible things at the high school, and everyone should know about it. So
we like to think so too.
Yes, so. You do. It's you have a great staff and everyone from all the way up. It's just it's incredible. So the school district's lucky to have you.
Oh
guys,
yeah.
So
thank you.
But I start off by asking, what's your connection to River Falls? Tell me what brought you here.
Let's see. This is a good question because it's not like I don't have any connection to River Falls. At least I didn't. Up till 20 years ago. Yeah. So I grew up in Milwaukee and then moved to the Madison area, Wanakee. Went through high school there. Went to UW-Eau Claire for my undergrad. Finished that. Met my wife Jill while we were at school together, and just looking for jobs. Was kind of looking for anyone that would take me, and ended up here at River Falls on a part-time contract, and stuck it out, and I've been here I'm starting year 21.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. So
that's incredible. That's so neat.
Yeah. And now definitely part of the community, and it's like can't think of being anywhere else. So
yeah. Oh man, that's awesome. Tell us your love of music and tell us about it.
Yeah, so it started when we were young. My dad played trumpet and played trumpet in church and sang choir and all that stuff. And I went to a private school for elementary school, and so we had choir as part of our everyday church choir type stuff, and it was fine, but really enjoyed the instrumental aspect of things. Saw my dad play trumpet, really loved that. My family got involved with the marching scene pretty early. So my dad and uncle marched in a small Milwaukee kind of marching band when they were kids, and so then they liked watching drum corps, so DCI, and they watched that and religiously and whatnot. And then my cousin actually got into it. Started marching with the Phantom Regiment out of Illinois. And then after that, my older brother got into it. And it was just kind of spiraled from there.
Oh my goodness.
I got into it. My other brothers got into it. That was kind of our life. Drum corps was our life for a long time. And then realized in high school, middle school that I kind of wanted to teach. I thought teaching would be kind of a cool profession, and loved music, and was like, well, I might as well teach music. So I had some really great middle school band directors. Jan Tweed, who I still stay in touch with to this day, was phenomenal and just really inspirational. So she kind of led me here, and good high school directors, and went to Eau Claire, and just kind of music's always been part of our lives. Wow. So my entire family, not just mine, but my older cousin, she's a band director.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. So, and my aunt and uncle, they play instruments, and my brothers all play instruments, and so.
Well, and your immediate family too, you guys are always, I've noticed, involved with.
Yes. Yeah. My wife was a band director for 12 years, right out of college, and she plays oboe and still plays random places at the university and at churches and whatnot. And then my son plays trumpet. He's going to be a junior this year.
All within the family.
Yep. And then my daughter is an 8th grader, plays flute. So, So
cool.
Lots of music.
That's very cool. And
which is good.
I love it. And I actually grew up, I had, my aunts and uncles were in drum corps as well. And so I grew up going to the shows.
Okay. Awesome. Which drum corps do they march?
Phantom, my aunt, and then my uncle was a Madison Scout.
Oh, I marched Madison Scouts, so I did not know that.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
It is cool. So when I hear about it, I think that's neat because I don't know. It's not everyone's every day if you're not involved in it at some level. I feel like,
you don't necessarily know about it, but
yeah. No, it's very cool. Well, I kind of want to go into, so you've been with River Falls High School for 20 years.
20 years.
Which is incredible. But not only that, like I want to get into talking about like the marching band. And, I mean, I think that's a big part of your life, and we're entering into that season right now. So tell us a little bit about like what that looks like if you're like a student or.
It looks different from every aspect you look at it, and I've had the benefit now of kind of being at it from the parent perspective, but not really because I know the ins and outs of it and how it works. But the students, we have a pretty solid crew that does marching band. We don't make our students do marching band, so marching band is voluntary for our students, which is very different from a lot of schools. You go down the road to Baldwin, and basically if you're in band, you're in marching band. And that works great for them. But we really like the fact that our students get to choose, and we have kids who are in everything, and so sometimes it's just really hard to fit marching band in their schedule. It's a busy activity. We do a lot. It's
a big commitment. I feel like I see kids.
And but we have about 115 kids annually that decide to participate, which we feel is a pretty good number. We'd obviously love it to be more, but we like our numbers and whatnot. And we practice through the summer periodically. We do 5-6 days leading up to River Falls Days. So we take a few weeks off right at the beginning of the summer. And then we kind of hit it for River Falls Days and get ready for the parade. And then we take another couple weeks off, and then we start our field show preparation, which we start today in just a few hours. So, and then we have 2 camp weeks, and then just some other rehearsals, kind of Tuesday, Thursday evening rehearsals. And then we hit the school year, and marching band is a class at the school, which is also very cool. And different from a lot of schools. So we're thankful for that. And then we compete on the weekends. So this year we have about 7 shows that we're going to. And they're all on, like Saturdays on the weekends. And then we'll go to the state marching competition in the middle of October. So
awesome. So with competitions coming up, do they start September-ish?
September. August? I think the first one this year is like September 7th or something like that. It's the right out of the gate. So, and that's up in Cumberland. So
you get to travel a little bit.
Which is nice. It's fun. We enjoy traveling with the kids and whatnot.
Group bonding, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, the kids love the bus rides.
Well, it's certainly. I mean, you've been doing this for so long, and I can tell the kids just love you, which you guys.
I like to think so.
They do. I just, you're special. Like I do feel like that's something special to see that after. And you guys, not to mention, you guys compete at such a high level, going to state. How many state championships have you? Tell us a little bit about that.
So the state championships in Wisconsin started in 1985. So that was the first year they did like an actual Wisconsin state championship. And since then, so gosh, how many years is that? 40? About 40 years now, but coming up on 40 years. We've won 25. So we just won our 25th state championship last year. And I mean, this goes back to Leroy Lee, who was a legend in River Falls. And I go down the street and talk to people, and they're like, "Oh, I was in band. Yeah, I had Leroy Lee," And so Leroy Lee started the whole kind of thing here, and then it kind of moved through a couple different directors, and now I'm here. So
wow, that's just. What a legacy that.
Yes. And that helps. I mean, like kids see that, families see that, parents see that, community sees that, and they understand that marching band is big in River Falls. And that's really awesome.
It is. It's huge success. I think I just think it's incredible. What keeps you motivated to keep coming back year after year?
That's a really excellent question.
I know it is a big
it's
time commitment and sacrifice for you and your whole family, and it's not just teaching, it's beyond.
Yeah, the hours are beyond the teaching hours, right? So, this past weekend I was back and forth with our music arranger about 7 times, listening to music, making adjustments, sending him, feedback, things like that, getting a new copy back. So even though it was Saturday and Sunday and we were doing a lot of other things, it's like, oh, I got to go take this call real quick. Yep. So, but I think the most exciting part for me is the fact that every year is different.
Yeah.
I'm not teaching the same thing every year, right? Like the drill is different, the music is different, the kids are different. It's not like we have like our install and that's it. That's what we do, right?
Yeah.
Everything's different every year. So the excitement of designing a new show and working with we have a great team of people that work on everything, working with them and everything, and it's exciting. It's exciting to see what the kids do from year to year.
Yeah.
And we can push them. With the fact that we've been successful, we've also been able to push them to do a couple different things and some new things every year and challenge them. And so I go back and watch videos from my first couple years, and they were great, and what we were doing at the time was excellent. But if you go and look at the way things have progressed to now, it's really remarkable. So I'm excited to see what that does in the next couple years as well.
So it's so awesome. You mentioned your team.
Yeah.
Tell us more. Tell us who's involved.
A great colleague at the high school, Alex Plum. Alex has been with us for, I think he's going on his 4th year now. He came to us from Unity High School. So he taught at Unity for 2 years, I think.
Okay.
Before he came to River Falls. His wife is our choir director. Yes. So he has a tie, and he was kind of on our staff when he was in college, and when Sarah was just working here and he was in Unity. So kids love Alex, and he does a great job with the things that he has. We have an awesome middle school staff. Mike Fuller and Joe Coughlin are 2 of the best, and just really have invigorated those kids.
Yeah.
They get excited to do band and play music and everything, and they love those guys as well. So so that's awesome from our direct music team. That's really exciting.
Yeah.
That we get to work with them every day. We also have a team of arrangers and designers and staff members that we also employ to help us out. So Mike Wells is our drill designer. He's been with us for 10, 12 years now already. So he's the band director in Plymouth Canton, Michigan.
Okay.
And does phenomenal things. And Kyle Harrington is our music writer. He's been with us for 3 years now. And his arrangements are fantastic. Then we have our guard staff and our percussion staff, and we bring in a lot of college kids to teach band camp and things like that to get them some experience as well. So
local college kids, or
a lot from UW Eau Claire.
Okay.
We have big connections with UW Eau Claire.
Yep.
Mike, Joe, myself, Alex, we're all from Eau Claire.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one of our percussion guys, Jack Donovan, who's been with us for a while too, he's from Eau Claire, and so we have a really good connection with UW Eau Claire. And so a lot of them are from UW Eau Claire. They have a phenomenal marching band.
Yes.
And so they have a lot of kids who are interested in that aspect as well. We haven't had a lot from UW River Falls, although they're starting a marching band. Last year was their first year having a marching band back. They had one a while back, but this is the second year now going into it. So hopefully we can start to get some kids from River Falls to join us as well.
Yeah. So. Wow, that's really really neat. I had no idea that all of you were at Eau Claire, so that's
yep. And
makes sense.
I don't know if that's by design or not, but so
yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
How do you guys decide on what pieces you're going to play. Do the students get involved? Like, do you guys decide as a staff?
We try to not use a lot of student input for that design, just because it's
a lot.
It would get a lot, and 115 kids with their own opinions and things like that. It might get a little messy. So our staff gets together, and like I said, our staff is in. We have a ranger in California and Michigan and Virginia.
Wow.
And so we don't get together in person, obviously, but Zoom calls and Google Meet and whatnot. And we usually start around November, December. So season ends in October.
Yeah.
And we start planning pretty much November, December.
Give yourself about 2 weeks.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. Because it takes a while. I mean, we're looking at a lot of different music, different ideas, different concepts. We throw out everything. It's like the spaghetti's, trick. You throw it at the cabinet and you see what sticks.
Yep.
So that's kind of the way we do that. And we'll have a list of 50 to 100 different ideas for a show for the year, and then usually one of them just kind of like takes off. And from there we brainstorm different music. We try to find a lot of different genres of music. So we use some classical music. We like to throw in some like popular music as well, and that usually connects nicely with the fans and the kids and whatnot. So we've used some Billie Eilish. We used some Taylor Swift. This year we're using Sam Smith. We just try to throw that in there, and we don't do it in like a super like pep bandy way. It's arranged in a little bit like what I would say a more sophisticated way. So it fits the theme of the show still, but the people recognize the melodies. So, which is really cool. So,
I like that. I like that a lot about it. From what I've seen at halftime and
football games,
like that.
Absolutely.
So speaking of halftime, so performances, your competitions are on the weekends. Where else would, say if somebody wasn't able to travel, wanted to come watch?
So we play at the football games. I think this year we're at 3 football games. A lot of times the 4th home game, or there's either 4 or 5 home games usually. If there's 5, the one is before school starts. And so we kind of like leave that, our kids are busy, so we don't ask them to do too much. And then the 4th game is usually the weekend of state. And so we're gone that weekend. So we leave Friday after school for state, so we're not able to play at the football games that night. If there is one. So we get about 3 football games that we play halftime at. We do River Falls Days Parade. That was just 2 weeks ago now.
We gotta see see you guys come right on through.
And then we have a community performance that we do at the end of the season when everything is said and done. Our last performance is at the high school. It's on this year. I think it's November 2nd at like 4 p.m. So
it's a nice way to kind of.
We get a lot of alumni back. We get a lot of parents. We get a lot of community members because we try to advertise it that way. And then we also, it's free of charge. So it's just like we just go do what we do, and it's the finished product. Right, because like we add stuff and develop stuff all the way up until our state competition, and then so if you come to the first football game, it's much different than what it is by the last football game or by our state competition, because we're adding stuff, we're changing things.
I noticed that week after, or performance after performance last year, that it was, it was always improving and changing. So
absolutely.
It's awesome.
And so this one is then it's the end. Everything's done. We didn't add anything, and last couple of years it's been really nice because we've been able to show off the state championship marching band. So
exciting. So cool.
That's usually our last performance of the year, and then we kind of get into a lot of other things.
Start getting into the next season already. So it's so awesome. If I know there's the River Falls Band Boosters. Tell us more about that, and is that a way that people in the community can support the band programs?
Our band booster program is phenomenal. We could not do what we do without them. From a financial standpoint, from a volunteer standpoint, from a support standpoint. We've got a great crew of people every year that, volunteer for chaperones and getting our uniforms ready and, raising money for us and just doing everything. And so technically the boosters are open to parents of students in the program. Mm-hmm. So even if you never sign up for the boosters, technically we consider you a booster just because you have a kid in the program. Yeah. And so there's that, and we try to advertise when our meetings are and things like that. We'd love to have more people at the meetings.
Sure.
But
when do you meet?
So it varies a little bit. It's usually the second Monday of the month.
Okay.
We try to be a little more consistent with that at the high school. So if you're a band parent out there, join us.
Yes.
We'd love to have you there. And technically it's 8th through 12th grade.
Okay.
So 6th, 7th grade, we kind of let you get used to doing the middle of that stuff. And we don't get a lot of 8th grade parents because it is geared a lot towards the high school.
Sure.
Although we do try to support the middle school as well.
Yeah.
But no, we really have a phenomenal booster program. And we're hopefully kicking off a few exciting things soon that I can't talk about quite yet.
Sure.
But,
sure.
Hopefully at some point, maybe I'll be back and we'll talk more about it. So
I would like that.
But, yeah.
Oh, awesome. Is there, before we kind of wrap up here, is there anything else you want to share?
We've talked a lot about marching band.
Yep.
And I love marching band. Our students love marching band, but we have so much more than marching band.
Yes.
And you've had students in the program and one coming up and coming up into high school next year, right?
Yes.
Yep. So hopefully we get to see her through. So, but our concert bands are great. We put on 4 or 5 concerts a year with our concert bands. That's our kind of daily everything. Everything wraps around our concert bands.
Yep.
And then we have our jazz bands. We do a swing dance in February, so that's always open to the community. We love having community members come to our swing dance. I think this year it's February 7th.
Okay.
Friday, February 7th. And we love having people come there. We do a couple jazz concerts. We just recently started playing down at Veterans Park.
Oh my goodness.
We
kind of during the summer months.
Yeah,
cool.
kind of in the May when they kick off their season. The last this year, and I think 2 or 3 years ago, we kind of kicked off the Music in the Park series.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be able to continue that into the future as well. So our jazz band plays there. We've got a really solid solo and ensemble program. We have a lot of kids involved in the solo ensemble, and they do very well.
Yes.
Which is really exciting. We've got pep band. We're busy all the time.
Yeah.
So,
oh, wow. So much more than marching band.
So much more than marching band. Yeah, but marching band is the most visible, right? That's the one that the community sees in the football games. They hear about at the state championships and things like that. So, yeah.
But yeah, those concerts, the day-to-day concerts, the kids that are not in marching band, maybe, I'm sure a lot of them are also in marching band.
Right,
but, those concerts are incredible. So they're just, it's so fun to go and enjoy that. So.
Our kids are great.
Yeah.
And that's, you asked a while back, but what keeps me coming back? And it really is the fact that those kids work so hard. Yeah. And they're always on, which is great.
Yes.
So, and they're fun to be around, and
Well, they like being around you, I can tell that, so for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
but if anyone's ever curious about when our concerts are, or just any activities that we're a part of, we have I like to think we have a pretty active Instagram account. So at River Falls Band on Instagram. It's also linked to our Facebook account, River Falls Instrumental Music on Facebook. We try to post things and keep people up to date on upcoming concerts and activities and successes and things like that, and showcase our students because they're phenomenal.
Yeah. So. Oh, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really, truly appreciate it. And thanks for joining us on the Other Falls podcast, and we'll see you next time.